windy out there today. Anyway, it is January 9th, Thursday, 2020. And yesterday was my 53rd birthday. And it's hard for me to believe that I've been on this planet for 53 years. Doesn't seem like that long. So I've either not been doing enough or I've not been paying enough attention. Anyway, what are we going to talk about today? Let's talk about 1977. I turned 10 years old in 1977, and in the summer of 77, there was this movie that came out, and we were a little bit, hyped up about it. It was a movie called Star Wars, and so we thought, well, let's go check this movie out, A lot of my friends had watched a lot of the syndicated reruns of Star Trek, so we thought, well, this might be a pretty cool movie. So we go to see the movie, and the first thing we encounter is words going up the screen. And my thought was, words? Come on, man. My teacher, Miss Jefferson, she makes us read words. I'm not fixing to read these words. And so I didn't read none of them words. First thing that I remember after that was lasers and ships, and this monstrous ship just comes overhead. Keeps coming and keeps coming, keeps coming. And I'm just like, what? And I don't know how freaked out I was, but my friends and I were sitting on one row and our parents were sitting behind us. And I just remember just going crazy seeing that ship. And so for our entire summer, that's all we talked about. Star Wars. Started talking about, the inevitable comparison. Star Trek versus Star Wars. Which one was better? Well, we like this one here better. Well, no, I like this one because it had more ships in it. And they were doing laser. They're shooting stuff. And we tried to imitate the sound of lasers and the lightsabers. And, we did all, like typical kids. First time they see a movie like that, they, go off playing it out and everything. So school starts up fall of that year. And, of course, people are still talking about it. And then they had the merchandise, all the toys. My friends and I, we were Army men, Hot Wheels, and bicycle guys. So we didn't really get into much to the action figures. But that's all they talked about, and that movie had a lot of longevity, I think, because of those merchandising and everything. Everybody had the Star Wars lunchbox. It was kind of a little bit crazy, Well, then in November of that year, we start seeing advertisements for a different movie. And it was intriguing. And I don't remember if I saw the trailers in the movie theaters, they play them before the movie, or if it's something I saw on TV or in a magazine. I don't know where I saw it, but it was called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. First thing I'm thinking, third kind. What are the first two kinds? Well, that passed pretty soon because the advertisement was this road at night. You're driving up this road, it's nighttime, and you see this light just above the crest of a hill, and you keep going towards it, and you never figure out what that light is. So I had to see the movie. I had to find out, what is this light about? What is going on here? What is the third kind of encounter? So we go to see that movie, and I want to tell you, I left that movie. First thing I'm thinking is, man, this movie's better than Star Wars. Some of my friends disagreed because there wasn't enough, laser battles and spaceships and fighting and all that. But I had to tell them, I said, man, that Close Encounters movie, something like that could really happen. I can see space people coming down and, contacting people, putting some kind of vision in their head, a quest that they had to go on. And I spent so many hours sitting in the back seat of my parents' car. We're driving somewhere at night, and I'm looking up at the stars, and I'm thinking, man, they're out there, and they're waiting to make contact. Maybe they'll come pick me up. Maybe I'll get to go on the spaceship. I never got to go on a spaceship. I've driven in a few cars that were kind of like spaceships because of the dashboard and all that, but Close Encounters movie, I think the reason that it was better to me is because it was probable. Something like this could actually happen. Same reason The Shining is so scary, because some dude could really flip out like that. So I think the probability factor in a movie, some of the realistic elements of a movie is what makes a movie good to me versus something that might be pure fantasy. Nothing wrong with the pure fantasy movies. You know, I got caught up in Game of Thrones. I got caught up in the Lord of the Rings books. Dune, that was another favorite book of mine. It got turned into a movie. The movie was But sometimes you watch a movie and you start, after the movie, you go, man, something like that could really happen. And somehow that makes that movie better for me. Anyway, that's it for the backseat of my car talking today. Talking in the backseat of my car. I forget what I call these videos now. Only the second one. Hey, I will see you cats next Thursday, and we'll find something else to talk about. Until then, y'all have a good one.